Well, hello and welcome to Kuma's Kitchen, where, hey, eclectic fusion is always on the table. That's what I like to do, and this is just another example of fusion. Because what I've got here is something I call apple pie rice pudding. It's basically a fusion between rice pudding and the filling of apple pie, and it takes about less than half an hour to make, really. Quite simple, quite easy, and delicious. Look at that. You've got apple pie filling sitting on top of rice pudding. Oh no, yeah, I make my rice pudding and my apple pie filling with a bit of whiskey in it, which just gives it a little zing. Yes. So let's dig in there. So look, you get the apple pie filling, the rice pudding underneath. Oh yeah. I mean, they're delicious on their own. And when you mix the two together, wow. Let's go in the kitchen and make up a batch of these right now. For this apple pie rice pudding, well, I've got two sets of ingredients here. The rice pudding, the apple pie filling. So over here for the rice pudding, well, across the front, I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, just to kind of pop the flavor a little bit. I've got a 1/4 cup of my favorite light brown sugar. Actually, even a darker brown sugar would be good in here too. Any brown sugar would be nice. Then over here, I've got 1.5 cups of cooked rice. So this is short grain rice. Now, you can do this with a medium grain rice, it's fine. A long grain rice is harder to get creamy. I mean, you could do it. It's okay. It's just not going to be as creamy as you're going to get with a short grain rice. Then here to go add to this, there's 2 tablespoons of whiskey, Irish whiskey. It's like Jameson Irish whiskey actually, but any whiskey would do. Here I've got 3/4 cup of heavy cream. That's that 35% butterfat cream, and 1/2 cup of milk. Again, this is not thin milk. This is just regular milk. I like my homogenized milk. 2% milk, 1%. No, not in my kitchen. All right, so over here for the apple pie section, well, we've got a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of flour, 1/2 cup of, again, my sugar, my unrefined cane sugar, 2 tablespoons of whiskey, and 1 apple chopped. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is get that rice going. And for it, I'm using my, this is that special pot I was given. You can actually check the link down below for it. This is a great little pot because it's got a heavy bottom, so it cooks nice and evenly. So I want to do my cooking in here. All I'm going to do, add in all of the ingredients. So the rice is going to go in there. Remember, this is cooked rice. So any leftover rice, and if you don't have any, well then just cook up until you got a batch, and then use 1.5 cups of it. I just like using leftover rice. We always have leftover rice in our house. All right, so get in there. As you can see, this is a stickier Japanese short grain rice. All right, now I'm going to add the cream and milk. So in goes the milk, in goes the cream, the whiskey, the sugar, and the salt. Now what I want to do with that is, first of all, I'll just give it a little stir around in here. Okay, I'm going to bring this up to a simmer. Now I don't want to, burn the rice. So got to be careful about that. So we're going to low flame and stirring quite often, not just occasionally, quite often stirring this for the next 20 minutes. I know it seems long, but man, it's going to be good when you cook it for 20 minutes. All right, so get a flame going here. I'm going to keep that flame really low. Low as it'll go. Slowly bring that up to a simmer. And then just stirring it quite often and cooking it down, getting all that creaminess in there. Going to be delicious. All right, see you back here in a couple minutes. We're going to start up on the apple. All right, so while this is coming to a simmer, going to get the apples ready. what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to take a bowl. I'm going to throw the sugar and the flour and the cinnamon all into this bowl. And just kind of quickly combine those. Just kind of get that flour throughout the sugar. And of course the cinnamon at the same time. Alright, so we mix that up a bit. Now you see over here I've got a second pot, and that's the one I'm going to use for the apples. So in go the apples, or apple, I guess just one apple, but apple pieces. And the sugar, flour, etc. mixture, the whiskey. What I'm going to do over here is going to slowly start cooking this. Again, also on a low flame. I want to do this at least 15 minutes. So, you know, basically when the rice is ready, the apples will be ready, and we can mix them all together. So that's coming up nicely. All right, it's heating up. So let's get this going here. I'm going to put it on a low flame. And then give it a little mix. What we're going to do at first is going to be a bit dry, but we're going to start getting the juice from the apples in there. We got that little bit of whiskey to get things started. All right, so going to be cooking that 15 minutes at least, maybe a little bit more depending on the rice here. And I'll see you back here when these both are ready and are ready to go into some of these little what these are called in English. We call them kokotopot in Japanese. I don't know, it's just not coming to me. But anyways, you know what these are. Yeah, those, okay? So we're going to be putting them in those. Any little, actually, you can put them in any small bowl, it doesn't matter. Just that these look kind of cool to have it in. But yeah, anything will do. All right, see you back here when these are both ready. All right, so my burner's always burned a bit hot across the back here, so I moved the rice to the front burner, which I can set at a bit of a lower heat. That's looking really good. Perfect, look at that. Oh, look at that. That is just nice and thick and creamy. That's the way you want it. Now, I did have a little bit of a setback with the apples because of the fact that my burners are quite hot. It started to cook down a little too quick. If that happens, do what I did. Splash a little bit more whiskey in there. Good enough. Still, what we ended up with is a nice, perfect, gooey apple filling. I'm happy with that. So, what we're going to do now, we got some of these, again, cocoa pots. Please help me out with what it is in English, because I really don't remember. And I'm just going to divvy the rice pudding up amongst these, trying not to make a mess. I go to this, when I do my tours, I take people to this place where they make something called doteyaki. And I watch the guys go boom, 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 boom when they're putting in the batter. They're so good at it. And I just look at it and I think, I would make such an absolute mess of that. There would be batter everywhere because these guys are fast. So if you ever get a chance, you come on one of my tours, you're going to go down and see them making a kintetsu. You got to see how these guys make this dorayaki. It is absolutely fantastic. They are such pros. There was a new person on one side the other day because there's like usually always two people. And I was watching him. I thought, oh, you're obviously the newbie because there was no way he was keeping up with the other guys. The old guys there, they are fast. I guess it's something they do every day. All right, so here we go. We got the rice pudding. Try to get all of it out of here and in here. Let's just put that off to one side for now. All right. Oh, that is good. But a little heavy in this one, so over to there. Try to keep me even. All right, that looks pretty good right there. All right, so we've got our rice pudding Oh, just the right amount of sweetness, right amount of creaminess. Now I've got my apples, so I'm just gonna kind of divvy them up across the top. We're going to need a special tool for this. Yeah, the rubber spatula. Yep, the rubber spatula in this guy. What we can do now, we got a bunch of sauce in here. Look at that. I mean, you don't want to waste that sauce. That is absolutely fantastic. So now we just kind of divvy that up across the top of these. That's going to be like eating toffee. Come on, get in there. All right. Those are looking good. Yeah. What we got now, we've got 4 little pots of apple pie rice pudding. Enjoy. All right. If you like this recipe for apple pie rice pudding, you like things eclectic and a little fusion, well, stick around because there's a lot more original Kevin Riley fusion recipes here on the Kuma's Kitchen channel. I love playing with this, with fusing different ideas together. So check it out. And make sure that you subscribe if this is your first time here or you've not yet subscribed, and hit that notification bell because that's how you make sure that you find out when a new recipe is uploaded, which happens every week. All right, now go make these and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.